I also want to play updated Ruby Storm with Wishes. I'm like, I think the deck's gone through a lot of evolutions, and I think this list looks really, really nice. And because this is the deck I want to play in the challenge tomorrow, it seems like it'll be good to like get a league in with this. I mean, maybe we circle back and do like another Blaze League after. What did we lose to? Well, we lost to Blue Red Wizards. So a tough matchup. Take DRC out. I am not going to take DRC out. If you've been watching me play Ruby Storm, you might know why I don't want to take it out. The card is like the card is a 1 mana spell that I'm basically always happy to draw at any number. It's like it's kind of hard for me to be like this is a card that I don't want in the deck. A 1 mana card that I'm happy to draw at any point in the game in any numbers. But tempting seven. Another one lander. I think I'm keeping on 6, putting back second Piff. And Ral not needed. I'm not sure what you're asking, but Ral is really important to the deck. Ral is super duper good. Yeah, so the new sideboard card is Alchemist Gambit, which lets you go. If they have the ring in play, you can wish for Empty the Warrens, make a lot of goblins, and then you can wish for Alchemist Gambit, take an extra turn, attack with the goblins, and damage can't be prevented. So this is just a sideboard card that says you can win if there's um, a ring in play. So I've made the mistake of being on the draw against Nadu here. As you may find as you play more and more modern and during MH3, being on the draw is quite bad against Nadu. Why not just wish for Skullcrack? Because you can't target your opponent with Grapeshot still. You have to wish. You have to be able to deal. You target them with something. You can't wish for Skullcrack and then Grapeshot them to death still. No deck tech still though. Sorry. So hoping they don't have Shuko or Stoneforge Mystic. Are there any new MH3 decks I think I say? Ruby Storm seems here to stay for sure. Nadu seems very likely to stay. Um, Nadu seems very likely to stay. I think there's a chance if the format's more interactive that Ruby Storm ends up just being like very good through those interactions and maybe Nadu's not, but I don't think that's probably going to be the case. I think Nadu probably just will be good enough through the interaction. Cash just doesn't play Stoneforge. Yeah, but some people play Stoneforge. Spike before your Prayer Wish variants. What change? I think Wish is better than Grapeshot and Amulet after playtesting a lot. I think Amulet is good too, but I think like Wish helps you win through Ring, and like the big thing about Wish is that Wish allows you to win through lock pieces, which is a pretty big deal. Hopefully you can test Gambit this league. I don't. It's not even a card you need to test. It's or test it to see if it's bugged. I see, but it's just like I'm happy enough with the card just being if you have a cyborg card that says you can combo through the ring. You don't like Wish in the DRC slot. DRC is so uncuttable. It's ridiculous. I think to for me to want to cut it. Um, I'm like very happy with my main deck. I think I would really just not be. I'm not very close to cutting anything for the main. I've been playing a lot with DRC, and DRC is it's a 1 mana card that I'm happy to draw in multiples at any point in the game as long as I have mana, which is kind of for everything else. The card is super duper good with the Past in Flames plan, and has not been a card I've been close to wanting to play less than 4 of, and um, I would love to hear like an argument on why you don't want to include Channeler in your deck. But the best argument so far I've heard is that it's poopy. Yeah, it also eats removal spell that would go after Ral. It's 1 mana creature dead removal is not such a big deal. I think I'll keep Ral here. If you have two DRC surveil triggers like the card on top, shouldn't you hold priority to cast instant speed draw? No, because then you put two more surveil triggers on the stack that you're not using. So it's better to just use them after you draw. I mean, it kind of depends on what exactly is happening, but probably finding Cubic Glimpse. I'm also liking Glimpse a lot. Once people start boarding for Storm, you can splash blue for interaction on the board. Well, we just have wish for we can just wish for whatever interaction we need is what we're doing at the moment, which has been pretty nice. But we also, the deck is very good at playing through counter spells too. Like I think you are just not worried about counter magic at all. You'd still waste two surveils. Yeah, it should just be the same no matter what. How do you beat Magistrate? I have Flame Slashers on the board we can bring in. And that's what we're going to do here. And now it's kind of like the Flame Slashers are almost the only sideboard card. Which is maybe okay. I think I'm going to bring in the Anarchomancer also. Not try to wish for it. And then probably go down to 2 wishes. Got the Glimpses. Seems okay. Yeah, I saw Yindrik was playing Mage Bane Lizard, which is also why you have Flame Slash, because it can kill that. Rest in Peace is good against us, but Ral is a good way to beat it. You can also wish for an answer. Yeah, Mixer is very good too. Thinking Braid might be a better cyber card if we only care about killing hate pieces. Maybe. There's this 4 toughness creature that Yindrik's been playing that seems important to be able to deal with Flame Slash. There's also Soulless Jailer, which is a card that I like at least. I have thought about Druid over Glimpse. I think the Glimpse is better. I think it's especially better with the Passive Flames build. It sees 3 cards. The Scions are really relevant. Dumping stuff into the yard instead of staying in exile is really relevant. Druid seems in my mind the reason you would play Druid over Glimpse is because you feel like you're playing against a lot of lock pieces and you want to be able to kill them with a big beater instead of with your normal stuff. Yeah, I think we're gonna probably have to try to go for the turn 2, depending on what they do. I think I'd play Questy Druid over the Impulse. Well, they just don't get flashback. It doesn't get flashback by Passive Flames is the big problem. You could, yeah. The Scolding really good in control sideboards. Doesn't counter Nadu, but it's playable for sure. Oh, a Braid does kill Soulless Jailer, that's true. Oh, also, one thing too about Flame Slash is if we're playing it against Nadu and your opponent and you draw your Flame Slash and being able to kill their Nadu on turn 2 could just stop them from being able to combo. Devoted Druid in the Nadu deck. Interesting. All right. See if we can get the turn 2 off. Okay, maybe Graveyard the Channeler. Not Channeler bad. Although may get the job done still. We just knew you draw the second one. Okay, red. Yeah, gonna have to pass. I think I'm keeping that on top. Seems kind of close. Yeah, Elixir combo. Ashling is you just can't play 4 mana. Bergie isn't playable because she's 3 mana. Ashling is super not playable because she's 4 mana. No, we 0-2 dropped the challenge with Boros, lost to Ruby Storm, and then we lost to Living In. New Druid post is less than a turn. Yeah. If we were questing Druid here, it would have been so much worse. So they probably have Stoneforge in their deck, right? Because they're playing both Luxior and Shuko. Oh, infinite mana. Dead to Ballista. So okay, we'll play 2 Bergie. They're awesome. I mean, the card is awesome. Bergie is really only good if you have Ruby Medallion in play. And if you have Ruby Medallion, I think Bergie is really win more. And I don't know. Very off of it. 2 flame. Let's go to mulligan the 1-lander. Another 1-lander. Oh, I can go to 5. Alright, put back Goblin Anarchomancer and a Ritual. I think I'll put back the Past in Flames. No, we're at 18 lands. We have the Surveil land. Come on, Commercial District. Better than a 2-drop. Be tough to win next turn. If we draw land, we might have to go for it. Obviously, have to draw land to do anything. So they have infinite mana next turn. So it seems like we should go for it. At the very least, I could maybe just flip my Ral and then kill the Devoted Druid with it, huh? Heads, always. I've won the flip. I'm going to not flip Ral yet. I'm going to graveyard this Past in Flames. Pretty good value. Oh, I should stack it to where I have Delirium. Or Surveil first. But I think at this point I am flipping. And then I think I'm graveyarding another DRC. Kind of close. The extra loyalty on the Ral is really nice because I can maybe kill the Halfling next turn and then play Ruby. Although I kind of need the Ral Plus if I don't draw a Ritual. Is it build with Wheel into the narrative? I have. I think it seems really suboptimal, to be honest. There's the Drannith Magistrate. So I can't cast this Ruby Medallion from exile here. So let's go ahead and plus. Try to find Flame Slash. Graveyard another one of these. Also get Jegantha. Can't cast a Jegantha next turn anyways, so I suppose I'll play this. And then graveyard Ruby number 2 or 3. Do I have any Flame Slashes used yet? Not yet. So if I draw Flame Slash next turn, I can kill the Magistrate plus the Ral, and then I guess I'm 1 mana short of comboing still. Yeah, DRC is yarded, tons of useless cards. It is also Entomb 2 Past in Flames. I just don't know why people don't like the card. Do you still think Value Nadu is the best build? I haven't played a single league with Value Nadu yet. I probably should. Combo Nadu looks really good. I was liking Value Nadu a lot. I wanted to add just like a little bit more interaction the next time I played it. Just haven't really gotten around to it. Okay. Another Channeler is an awesome pickup here. But yeah, I think there's a chance that so we played a build that was kind of in between combo Nadu and value Nadu, and I think in that deck it would have been better to play Urza Saga over Stoneforge Mystic and with like have a much lighter white splash. So if I was going to circle back to that, that's probably how I build the deck. Updated red white land destruction, maybe with white phantom. Yeah, I've played a ton of Boros, and it's always had 4 of the White Phantom in the main. Okay, so they can infinite mana me next turn and kill me with the longbow. But can't I just kill this with the Ral? Too bad Jegantha isn't red-blue. Then I could draw a card. So they kill my Rao. And I'm just going to kill them with these poopy flyers. And the problem with this is that my Jegantha may not matter. Probably won't matter. When it comes to Storm decks in general, is this version the most straightforward to play? I think this deck is not super straightforward because because your combo is like not deterministic. You just kind of start balling, but once you get a vibe for when you start balling, sorry for all talking like this, yeah, gets better. Yeah, Rao can hit players, but I have to kill the Voted Drew because I'm dead to it if not. It only deals 2 damage. Just don't understand why you run DRC this deck. Yeah, we've been talking a lot about DRC. So DRC is an awesome card selection spell in your Passion Flames deck. Why? Because you're casting a million spells a turn, you trigger DRC a million times a turn, and you both get rid of lands that you're churning through, and you also dump a lot of stuff in the graveyard for Passion Flames, and you can dump bestow Nantuko on the Jegantha, and you can dump Passion Flames into the yard with the Surveil, even just like with rituals, you can like Surveil Passion Flames into the yard. And it goes crazy, and it also just sometimes helps the plan B. The card quality is really high. It's also a 1 mana spell in a deck that like is almost entirely 2 drops otherwise. I mean, you can play Striker Ridge, but Striker Ridge is not the best. This is a 1-lander that like probably wins every top deck of land. So I'd probably keep if this was a fetch land or Surveil, but just mount it. Let's put it back. Put back land number 3. Land number 3. Yeah, I think the idea behind Striker Rich is to try to go off on turn 2 more often. Ooh, Collector's Cage. They're dead. Oh no, I'm dead. I'm dead. What have I done? 4 Midnights? Are we getting Emrakul? Emrakul me. I'm ready. I deserve it. Unlucky, to be honest. Kind of a bad draw. They only have 12 power and play on turn 2. Guess it ripped me. We might not win. Kind of looking not very likely to win since we found no rituals in top 15, 16. Oh. Emrakul Redemption Arc. Force of Virtue for the win. Nice. Looks like they're playing our list. I think this list is good too. Nice. I think the Force of Virtues have been nice upgrades. So I think there's a good chance that they do have something like Drannith Magistrates in the board. I'm going to bring in the Flame Slashes, the Anarchomancers, and go minus 1 wish, 2 glimpse, or all the glimpses. And more DRC, and unironically, yes. Good DRC turn 1. Can Charm steal Shuko to stop the combo? Can also destroy Shuko to try to stop the combo. But I don't know, 3 mana disenchants are not exactly like it, you know what I mean? Oh, Archmage's Charm. So I was thinking of Archdruid's Charm. Yeah, that helps. It's not like, it's not it, but helps. What happened to be that? I see Arch Charm in chat, or I think it's Archdruids now instead of Archmages. I used to be Archmage's Charm the person. Give another Impulse. Interesting that they would force now. An Ocelot? Hmm. Unlucky. That's what pitched Collector's Cage, which is kind of surprising. Could try to like Reckless Impulse into a Ritual and Splice, but I decided against it here, I guess. Draw a card. Draw a card. Draw a card. Draw a card. DRC is so poopy. Draw a card. This is a mana neutral to play. Draw a card. Draw a lot of cards. Draw a card. Not draw a card. I guess they're just waiting. I don't know why they're not conceding, but it's okay. We will wish for a Grapeshot eventually. Did Soran Combo work fine? It was fine. I don't think it was particularly amazing. Oh, you know what? They might have White Flare. But we have the Geomancer's Gambit tech, which is so silly. A very good suggestion. Okay, they don't have it. Game 3. But we were gonna what happens if you cleave Arch Alchemist Gambit? You don't lose the next turn. DRC poopy. I just don't get it. It's okay. I think DRC also increases your turn 2 wins because it's just like, so if you go 1 into Ritual into Ral, you can put on turn 2 more often. Four passive plays wild. We started with less and immediately up to 4. It's just like, you like always you're dying for it in these kind of games. Like if passive flames is just anywhere in like the top 5 of my library, we're gonna be able to get there. So they have enough creatures where they can cage through a removal spell here, which is obviously a very important part of playing their deck. So I think we have to go for it here. Although I can maybe try to just flip Ral and then kill some stuff. That seems like a good thing to try to do. Got at least 2 more flips here. Hopefully we can find a Ritual or Manamorphose. Have to flip here though, so that we can win if we brick on the resolve here. Although again I should be I've been doing a bad job of this, but I need to be. This flips with how much? 3 loyalties? Okay, so I get to go Flame Slasher Ornithopter. Draw a card. Kill this. And then attack your Ajani. Because deck being Sanctifier. You can win without your graveyard. It usually, if you flip Ral, like beating Sanctifier is possible. That was our turn 2. Oh, they can choose to not flip. Right. Forgot about that about Johnny. I was just sticking to the script. Draw a card. Draw a card. Draw a card. People are really out here not playing DRC in these decks. Oh, there's Passing Flames. Draw a card, draw a card. Guess I could have graveyard to give it flashback, but yeah, this is game over. Me value and responding to draw 2 with ritual for extra surveil. You don't get extra surveil because you get the surveil triggers when you cast the draw. So like if you respond, you get more triggers that you can't use because you're trying to draw that top card. But you're not the first person to ask that today. They can't even flare beam. Just kind of casting spells until that number gets high enough to Grapeshot them. This Storm is a real deck at the PT. I'd be very surprised if Ruby Storm didn't see a lot of play at the PT. Like, it is way too early to have, like, a PT deck picked for any gamers who are playing, but if I had to play tomorrow, this is what I'd play. And I am playing in the challenge tomorrow. It says my hand is 2 Emrakuls. That probably won't be good enough to win here. Modern PT's in like, it's like in 2 weeks. Or at some point. Okay, opponent's here. Roll to 6. Yeah, I mean, PT MH3 is modern. Yes, yeah, Suppression Field, thank you. I can never remember the name of that card. Suppression Field is like very funny because it's like, it is really good. It is a really, really good card, but the problem is it's so good you kind of just want to play your good cards instead. Yeah, yes. So you would cut Unstable Amulet and then you would play something else. Although Amulet is really, really good, so I don't know. Maybe you could play both together. Maybe it's not that big a deal. Just like spend 2 mana, probably bad. Gab gain life of 60 while the storm almost empty. Yeah, I don't think Weather the Storm's like a good way to beat Ruby Storm. Okay, puts on a mull to 5. Took 3 minutes to mull to 5, play a forest. That's okay. I'm gonna play a DRC and pass. You play Suppression Field in the sideboard and swap them in for amulets. Maybe the deck is just like, it seems like Suppression Field is just really good in the metagame, and you just kind of get there. I don't know. Okay, for some reason there's a lot of like very slow living in players, a lot of slow burn players. Maybe like PT players who are like learning. Definitely not a good matchup to lose the die roll. Can any of the mono white decks play Suppression Field? So most of my drafts of mono white play some combination of Field of Ruin, the New Henge, the One Ring, Aether Vial, which is kind of tough, but you could. Why no Relay? Relay is worse than cards that enable you to win the game the same turn you're comboing. Like Relay, you can't get those cards till next turn, and this deck just has enough turn 2 wins and turn 3 wins to not be that interested in that card. And the deck just gets to play a pile of card advantage anyway, so like Relay to play through interaction isn't very important, I think. I found Wish for Samuel. I think Wish is better because it helps you play through lock pieces. Okay, Force of Negation, pitching a Sink into the Stupor. Keep a Ritual, I guess. Deal. Yeah, Relay is better if like Murktide becomes really popular, but I think you're probably just great against Murktide anyways, I would guess. Like, your deck is just infinite draw 2s. Okay, graveyard that for next Past in Flames, I guess, or next Living End. Can we be Damping Sphere? Well, you can wish for Pick Your Poison, wish for Ancient Grudge. One thing I really like about the Wish build is you get to play all the answers to hate cards, and you just don't have to board them in, except for Flame Slash, because you need to board that in against Drannith Magistrate decks. But it's just like not exactly clear which hate cards your opponents will have, so the fact that you can just wish for whichever one you need at the moment seems really nice. This is probably going to be less relevant for PT testing, but it's also just kind of easy to wish for thing. It's because about Commune with Lava. I think Commune is not very good. I think Brian Cook did post a Ruby Storm list. It was very different. It was playing Questing Druid and Underworld Breach, and I don't think was... That must have been playing DRC if it was playing Underworld Breach. I think it was also playing 1 mana Make a Treasure. So we did different. Again, we've been talking about this some. It's kind of like... It's kind of hard to build Ruby Storm super incorrectly. You know what I mean? It's like... The deck just is a very powerful strategy, even if like one of these builds is going to be the best build, and it's like not. I don't think it's super clear which 75 is correct. But even if your 75 is like, like if Striker Rich is worse than DRC, and if Questing Druid is worse than Glimpse or vice versa, even if you have these cards, it's just going to be fine. Draw a card. I can't believe Ruby Storm is like the breakout deck. It's so surprising to me. I was hoping to win this flip so I could flip Rao if they have Force of Negation. Oh, they only have 1 card. Question Druid plus Fleeing as win con. I mean, I'm not going to put the card Fleeing in my deck, so I would have to wish for Fleeing if I was going to play Fleeing. We O2 dropped the challenge with Boros. Yeah, 6 hits off Rao pretty good, although can never lose from the spot anyways. Okay, so I was bringing in the extra Veils against them. I think I might still bring in the first Veil. I don't think I'm like really wishing for it ever. Maybe I might wish for it. I don't think I'm gonna wish for a Narcomancer very often. I might. Let's just run it back. Let's try these wish targets this time. Yeah, Boris has been worse. Trying to figure out how to like building these like mid range and control decks for like the new metagame has been tough. I've liked Just Guy so far though. I'm just gonna stretch a little bit. My you might have noticed the standing part of my standing desk has been broken for a while. River Veil over Defense Grid? Yeah. But also like counter spells in general just suck or are just not that impressive against us. Yeah, Storm is not only is Storm like just so fast and consistent and resilient, but it's also like it's also like just very good if the whole metagame is comboing as fast as possible. Oh, I'm not gonna mulligan. Since you consult on sets like Worthing and Assassin's Creed, they say why those are straight to modern rather than just being commander sets. I don't know. I don't think we got it in the mission statement, no. But kind of simply put, they're designing these cards for 1v1 more. It's more so like 1v1 than it is multiplayer. Like when you go into one, you design one or the other. I would imagine. I think it just kind of makes sense to like print these sets as 1v1 formats, so like Legacy, Modern, Cube to some extent, and then you also have like a supplemental commander set where you design cards for multiplayer experiences. And I think that's and that way you get to have all players play with the new set with like the Lord of the Rings cards instead of just regulating it to EDH players. You can save money, we know. Well, okay, this is always true. Wizards does thing. This should go without saying. Wizards does things to make money. But I think it's nice. Lord of the Rings was sick, and I'm really happy it was modern legal. And Assassin's Creed's gonna be a lot smaller, but I think it'll be a nice little aftermath to MH3. But yes, for money is likely a big motivator there. Surveillance. I think I'll graveyard this. Could be okay to keep. Just gonna cast an Impulse here. 2 lands. Do you think this should go both ways, like print cards into commander sets with Modern Legacy in mind? No. Some commander cards are balanced for like multiplayer experiences, and it's a lot harder to say this multiplayer set is also going to be balanced for 1v1 as opposed to because it's way easier for 1v1 cards to be balanced in command for multiplayer formats than vice versa, because a card that has to be strong enough to play when you have 3 opponents. Wait, they're casting this? A card that has to be strong enough to play when you have 3 opponents can be okay for commander because you have 3 opponents, and so you get to compensate there. But when you only have 1 opponent, sometimes the experience gets messed up. Like the quality of creatures kind of just has to be really, really high, and this is definitely something Legacy players have had to endure for a long time now. Yeah, Fractured Identity is a good example. Leovold is a good example, maybe. Okay, so they pitch a dispute here. Yeah, Myriad, Tritium, it helps. So like obviously Legacy players have. I think this. I'm someone who used to play like exclusively Legacy for a long time. I was at one time for a long time, like 2013 to 2015. I was like exclusively a Legacy player, and a big part of the reason why I don't play anymore is how prevalent these commander cards are in the format. Cards are just not designed for 1v1 Magic. You can dislike the Modern Horizon sets, but at least they're designed for 1v1. So they probably have a force here. Oh my gosh, I did not mean to click yes. Sorry. Long week. What would you put in your sideboard to deal with prowess? I would not change anything, and I would just have a good prowess matchup. Just faster than them. version with both amulets and the wishes, maybe dropping glimpses for the amulets. I think glimpses. You just don't need that many win conditions. It's just too many win cons. I'd only do that if like control was really popular. Okay. Leyline Binding and Living End is surprising, but I guess I didn't get too punished for my mistake. So I think I'm probably going to go for second main phase gaming, and then try to go like Channeler, Manamorphose, and then wish for a pick your poison and try to go off next turn. Although now I could just cast this as a way to fight through a counterspell on their end. How easy to combo without a reducer in play? Not very easy, but possible. I'm not getting Delirium. It's okay. We have 2 cards in their hand over there. Might chump with 1 Channeler to play around another Living End. Why not Wish here? Well, if I cast... Wish doesn't put the card into hand. You have to cast the card the turn you play Wish. So if I cast the Wish at this spot, I would not be able to do anything with it. Yeah, I'm going to chump with 1 Channeler. Feels like another Living End is somewhat likely, because they want to cast it to have lethal next turn. I love that Violent Outburst is banned. I'm so happy Violent Outburst is banned. Just don't have to worry about them like pumping for 1. Don't have to worry about them doing anything at instant speed. It's awesome. Thank you, Wizards. Another Ral's interesting. Graveyarding it against a possible Living End is, I think, probably good enough. Let's just cast Past in Flames and see if this resolves, and if it doesn't, we'll go Wish for Pick Your Poison and take it next turn. So bounce back to hand. Seems like our line is still to Wish for a Pick Your Poison. Also Flame Slash. Weather the Storm would be so fun here if I had 1 more mana. Another one of these. I think it's good if they have a counterspell for the Past in Flames, right? I'm going to 3, so like I can't lose 3 flips off Ral in a row, but that shouldn't be too hard. Also, if they Living End, we have a Ral and a Channeler, so Living End kind of kind of has no text here. Unless they have the 2 cards like Grief Black card. Or Endurance green card. I'm bold enough to glimpse first. Well, we could not have cast glimpse this turn, so don't worry about it. It was not a legal line. Yeah, this is my Daybreak account, content creator account. The odds of losing 3 flips in a row is 1 in 8. I mean, I do watch a lot of poker vlogs. Know all about losing and winning flips. Should we have done the second main so we didn't have attack? No, we already had Delirium when we started the turn. Opponents in the tank. You watch Richard Poker? I'm not familiar. I watch Jamin Poker, Brad Owen, and Mariano. I think not really anybody else. Jamin's the best. When Jamin drops a new video, everything stops. Okay, main phase, Cycle Waker. When a Daybreak gave access to all the cards of Consecrators. It's a it's a relatively new thing. Like maybe a month ago, month and a half was when the thing started. Maybe the Hustler. I don't really like the Hustler live streams. I just think it's like kind of boring. What's awesome about poker vlogs is that it's also boring, but they edit all the boring stuff for you. So you just get all the juice. I'm always flipping Rao, so it doesn't really. You should stack the triggers the other way, but I'm always flipping Rao if I win the flip because I'm at 3. Jamin's better Brad Owen. I mean, it's not necessarily a thing about better or worse. It's just like who you prefer, and Jaman is just he's just very relaxed, and you know, it just there always feels like he's got nothing to prove, you know, just having a good time. So I can go Channeler into, or sorry, get some water. I'm gonna wish for a breach. I'm gonna wish for Underworld Breach. Wish for water. So third channeler is truly infinite with the breach. I can't remember who it was. I saw someone playing breach, no passive flames, breach without channeler, and breach seems so bad without channeler. Or like at least much worse than passive flames. But passive flames is also our channeler. Okay, opponent pecks it in. Was there, super dead. I'm gonna queue up and get some water. What's really nice about Ruby Storm being so good is that the gameplay, I think, it's like so fun to pilot. The problem with Nadu being so good is that it's like very miserable to play with and against. Although Ruby Storm is probably also miserable to play against. For the most, it could be fun. Nadu's a little bit more gameplay's bad. Is not gonna be Gambit for the ring, and the plan is to wish for you wish for empty, then you wish for Gambit, and you attack, and damage can be prevented. It was a really good suggestion from chat. I can't remember which chatter it was though. Sorry about that if that was you, or was you, shout out. Resolves. Okay. Runs out. Okay, so you're gonna Flame of an Orby. Okay, fair enough. Shout out to Clint. So kill my amulet, draw 2. I think I'm gonna ritual into Ruby Wrenn's Resolve. Maybe Ruby Ral. I think I want to go Ruby Wrenn so I can try to hit my land. Hit a Manamorphose and a Glimpse. I think the second flame will probably lose. It was me. It was everyone in chat. I saw Dingo net deck. Alyssa gave it to the board. Looked like the only thing. This one had the one. Yeah, I think it definitely makes sense though. How was Wish been? I think Wish has been an upgrade. Can help you beat lock pieces, and we're able to wish for a pick your poison. Able to wish for a breach. It's very versatile. Solitaire the Gathering. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, welcome. We had a good stream. Second one. Maybe Flame of Anor is just like super well positioned. If I didn't land up the Manamorphose, I'll just jam the Glimpse, I think. And like dump some stuff in the yard for the Passive Flames. Draw another Passive Flames. Not ideal. Yeah, I think Wizards with Flame seems like a good way to fight both Ruby Storm and Rao. So maybe we need to play some of that soon. But also, like, Flame of Anor on Nadu seems like a good way to keep up with it. Because you get to 3 for 1, 3 for 2 of them. Also, Tomio is like huge for these decks too. So I'll try to build blue red wizards too. I don't know if it'd be super different from like what Yindrik is doing or whatever. Nadu is also a wizard. The team are wizards with Nadu. Probably gonna keep that one. Yeah, definitely counterspell. About Lizard Wizard is the 1/4 that you can convoke non-creature spells from exile. If that card's a wizard, it's kind of sick to like hit a Flame of Venor off of it. That card might just be good. Been wanting to play it. One four. Yeah, because I don't think you really need to do too much with that card. Besides, like you can play it with counter spells and just like hit like lightning bolts and flames and stuff. And it's that card seems awesome. Okay, so whenever we might do that today, we'll see. Because I feel like this list is looking pretty good for T'Challa tomorrow. It doesn't stack to Blue Flare. I thought it might have been kind of cool to play Blue Flare. Let's go to game 2. What's my favorite pre-MH3 deck? Sultai Uro Field Gifts. You ever gifts from an Uro Life from the Loam Field of the Dead? You haven't lived. Let's watch your last Elves list. I liked it. We should do another League of Elves at some point. Maybe tomorrow during the challenge. Maybe today. See how long we go today. I do have D&D in like 4 hours, but plenty of time left. What's better, Tommy or Ral? Ral is the best flipwalker. I don't even think it's like a conversation. Ral is so broken. JT, 5 months. Thank you. Welcome back. I'm liking the Wish build so far. I'm like pretty happy with the 75. I think. Wait, playing in D&D. I was playing a Githyanki Rogue for like 3 or 4 years, and he died, so now I'm playing a Pegasus that just happened to be like an NPC in the party. I can't speak, but I can understand every language. And the Pegasus is a monk, and I stomp people with my hooves. Draw a card. Okay, fair enough. So if I draw a land, it's kind of interesting. Do I glimpse? Do I ritual glimpse? Just glimpsing and like saying I can probably combo with Pass and Flames seems kind of juicy. Spike talks too much in sessions, make his horse I can talk. Honestly, like I kind of made myself a horse so I didn't have to talk so much. Because I was like, I was definitely the yapper of the group. I could have graveyarded that for Delirium, but we kind of need the Ral, so I think it's okay to keep. Think your rogue's ever gonna get resurrected? I did sell my soul, so unlikely. We'd have to I'm in kind of deep. Maybe MSD for these kind of matchups. Maybe. I do think they make these matchups better, yeah. So I'm gonna lead on the Manamorphose. I mean, okay, I think I just cast Ral. If it gets countered, that's fine. If they have a counter spell, they should have countered the Manamorphose, because then I couldn't cast the Ral. They just let me have a card. So they're playing Flare in their deck. It's interesting. Is Chandler worth not having Chalice? Chalice of the Void? Yeah, I think Chandler is crazy good, but I wouldn't like main deck Chalice of the Void in this deck. So they got 5 cards in their hand. I'm gonna play around Spell Pierce, which is maybe not the most likely for them to have. But I want to be able to pay for a Spell Pierce on the Ruby. I'll keep that on top in case they have Spell Snare. They don't. So now I'll probably end up graveyarding it off this Channeler, Surveil. With 2 Glimpse in hand, I don't think I'm keeping that on top. I think we're just flashing back fast, Passing Flames. Which gets Force of Negation. So we're going to lose our Channeler to the block. I think with 2 Glimpses in our hand again, we're just going to graveyard that here. So goodbye, DRC. Barely did anything this game. Down to 9. Do some thinning. So Ral is mana neutral with this Glimpse, and then Ral can also just kind of be a payoff potentially if he lives. Ral also can deal me some damage. It means I'm dead to the Murktide, but I think that'll be okay. So I've glimpsed in 2, or we'll see if this resolves, I guess. Just Rituals. It's kind of punished for Ritualing first. Yeah, I've been losing the flips. My opponent has a counterspell, they should counterspell this. They didn't. Alright, that's 3 lost flips in a row, or 4. I think it's 2 that matter. So we need to win this one. Opponent, no! No! Kind of brutal, because if they just messed up on their timing, if we had won that flip, we would probably win the game. Tough. Do you think this version is strictly superior to this version? Yes. In a word, yes. Which is prime. Thank you. I would not play blue ever. Not a bad looking hand. I think they didn't count rosters too. Yeah, maybe not. Would you like to see current blue as a starting point? No thanks. I just want to build it myself, like usual. So I can like put 10 goblins into play on turn 2, right? 12 goblins. Right, so Ruby into 3, 4 mana. This costs 2. I'm 1 short. Okay, so we'll just cast the Ruby then. Antraptor into Underworld Breach. Yeah, that's kind of why I cut the breaches from these decks. Obviously worse hit. Any Splice enjoyers in chat? Anybody like splicing some rituals? Might as well Manamorphose first, though. Wait, can I double Splice? No, I'm mana short. I Guess I should try to hit channel or two off this. But they're dead. Yeah. Yeah, opponent knows what's up. Yeah, we've spliced a few times with this deck. Is Energy Deck dead in water? I don't think so. I mean, I was at least liking it like 2 days ago, so I think our draft needs some work with the metagame changing, but it's hard to say dead in the water necessarily. Mulligan. Probably not a good keep against. I guess their prowess. Okay, so this is our 4-card hand. Yikes. A lot of Mold of Force today. So we're gonna hit it for 6 down to 14. They got no cards in their hand. I'm gonna surveil. I'm gonna cast my Ral. I'm gonna hope for the best. Getting green from Jund Saga so you can play just Nethergoyf. I always hated running 3 colors and Wrenn and 6 and Saga in the same deck. I think Urza Saga, there's a very good chance that card is not very good in your deck. It is nice that it makes Nethergoyf 1 bigger, but like Saga's always been kind of weird in Jund Saga, where like recurring it with Wrenn and 6 is a good way to like win a long game, or a way to win a long game. But I think Urza Saga just in Rakdos has never looked very good. I remember back when like Lurrus was legal, people would play Saga in Rakdos, and I was like always yelling at people about it, and people still did it all the time. Blue-black Crab Abomination. We played red-black yesterday. These decks are just so fragile. Okay, let's go to game. Well, let's see. Maybe my opponent has the also has Bolt. No cards in the Manamorphose Portable Hole Bolt. We're gonna go to game 3. Is Combo Nadu just a better version of Value Nadu at this point? At this point, yes, I think. Like, in the sense that the combo builds are pretty well established, and the value builds, I don't think, have a best 75. But we'll work on the. I haven't played a single, like, all mid-range Nadu league since MH3 came to Magic Online, so we'll see. I'm gonna mulligan this 4-lander. It's just kind of tough to keep a hand of 4 lands with this deck. Same thing with 1 land. And I think I keep this on 5 and put back second Ruby Ral. We'll need to draw a land. Do you think an Isabildo Storm would work at all? It would be much worse than this build, I think. There's just not really much reason to play blue cards, especially with Ruby in your deck. Any plans to brew Jund, or is it too plain? I want to play more Nethergoyf. I have, like... Someone pointed out the synergy of Psychic Frog discarding triggering Inti, which I think is kind of cool. So I kind of want to play those 2 cards together. I think Banter Simic version of Nadu combo is better. I think I agree with Canister that Stoneforge Mystic is not necessary in the deck, but I think that the white creature that combos with Nadu is like pretty mandatory, and I think his Teferis are like pretty good too. Yeah, I'm still having fun with MH3. I'm like kind of tired because this is probably obvious because I'm delirious and rambly, but I'm having a lot of fun. I've been looking forward to MH3 for a long time, and it's exciting, and there's a lot to do, and there's a lot to get to, and we're kind of in crunch time to some extent, where it feels like I want to try to I really badly want to try to figure stuff out before the PT. Not that I'm qualified for this one, but I want to make sure, I want to put a lot of good tech out there, and then just kind of see what the PT players come up with, and then from there move on. You mentioned you'll play Flade's Control again after this. I want to try to build blue-red wizards with Flame of Anor and Party Thrasher, because I think that card's actually pretty exciting. It's a little awkward. But we'll see. I'm not sure what I'm playing next, I guess. I guess there's not really any reason to ritual into Medallion now. I guess I kind of get to untap the mountain. So awkward. Could wish for Grapeshot and then kill their creatures and then just cast a Ruby next turn and then cast a Ruby the turn after and then try to draw Passion Flames. I think it's okay. It's like a fun line. I'm gonna test with CFB. I'm not qualified for the PT. I'm not going to just also help them with their PT testing. I got a stream to do. I've been doing nothing but like I've been streaming all day and then all night I've been building decks and been doing that all week. It's been very fun. Been playing Collector's Deck. Wondering if playing with the Force of Virtues, you thought it was worth cutting the hoppers. Yeah, I think cutting hoppers for forces was correct, and I would recommend doing that. Wait, my opponent decides to save Raptor instead of Channeler? Dude, everybody hates Channeler. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe they thought they had Delirium, or they think they can get Delirium with like the Lava Dart flashback. No, I'm not qualified, Kurt Bros. I'm not qualified. Yeah, I guess just trying to surveil into Delirium. Didn't find it. Risky line did not pay off. Oh, I see, Kurt Bros. Just wanted to clarify. Well, at least I have plenty of rubies to replace that one, and the 2-1 is not the fastest clock ever. The portable holes are looking pretty cool. I'm down to 15. Is one passive Flame Force good? No, you just play Breach instead, I think. You know, you really, really want to be able to surveil into Passion Flames as much as you can. Channeler to survive with the other creature dying. Yeah, if I had stacked it differently, right? So with Jegantha in their hand, but they wish they had a Ruby Medallion. So if I could draw land, I can wish for Breach. Obviously, Passion Flames would be better in this spot. But I think you probably still don't want it. Okay, so we did draw land. I think I'm just going to surveil this turn. I just don't feel super likely to die. And like just having one more like ritual or like card, that's like any any non-ruby spell. Channeler would all just be really nice. What deck would be a good place to start with Explore without dumping play points and ticks? Ruby Storm. Ruby Storm has been the best deck we've played. No reason to try to go off here. Yeah. Well. You could get killed by Underworld Breach in this spot, so I wouldn't say no reason, but don't think I'm playing around with the last card being bolt. I think they would have bolted me. Yeah, let's try to keep this. And then there's a chance I can just weather the storm this turn. But now I'm going to go for the Underworld Breach. Oh, I forgot that this was the game where I wished for Grapeshot earlier, so I just have Wish in the yard. So can I go for Channeler first? 1, 2... What am I doing? I should just Grapeshot 3 times. For some reason, I play so many of these Storm decks, and I just always, for some reason, just Grapeshot 3 times in this spot. It takes me a second to get there. Okay. So I think this deck is pretty locked and loaded for tomorrow's challenge. I think I'm very happy with the 75 at the moment. It's taken some, all week to get here, but at the moment, I don't think I'd change a card. Could play with Fourth Glimpse over Third Wish or something, but I think with so many sideboard slots dedicated for the Wish targets, 3 seems like a good number. How's the scam matchup? It was probably fine. Probably not very good if you get grief scammed, but if they don't grief scam you, probably very good. Like usual with scam. Okay, so let's take a second to try to build Is It Wizards.